Alright, you already know it's BC. Anything for clans don't make sense. Let me get into this father that decided to go to a school bus with children that look around, gotta be around like 8 or 9 or something like that. And to literally bring your daughter on the bus with you and use obscenities and threaten children, to me, I just don't condone that. But we're gonna get into the video. Let me tell you how crazy this is. You talking about a little ass girl, and you saying the B word, touch my daughter, to a little ass girl. You got to think about that for a moment. It's like I keep saying, the amount of forces is not equivalent. That little girl was standing on the bus by herself, dolo, literally waiting on the little girl. Could have shot her a fair one. Act like you ain't never been to school before, like you ain't never have conflict, like you ain't never did. That's what school is built upon: human interaction, learning where you fit in society. Don't get me wrong, we understand that, if anybody grew up in the hood like me, you understand that you're gonna have to learn how to defend yourself. But bringing your parent doesn't naturally make things better. A lot of times I've seen people bring their parent, but then that just makes all the animosity and intensifies the situation a lot more. Did you see how the girl is acting, saying you scary hoe? What kind of language is up with these kids? That's why these kids growing up too fast. This goes back to all the sexualization of kids. Like, they sexualizing everything. They're literally pushing the narrative of kids being grown with social media. That's why you see all this stuff going on TikTok. Kids dressed in a certain way, very explicit, and they're trying to blur the lines between child and adult. That's why they look at Dwayne Wade with his kid. You can literally make a sexually permanent decision as a child, like it's not going to have consequences in the future. And another thing to point out, the girl was just standing there by herself, dolo. She was just like this. Not bringing nobody, didn't bring nobody on the bus. She was like, what's good? I got to respect the other little girl. She was just chilling, like, she wanted to talk big because her dad on the bus. To me, it's just kind of corny because it comes off like, why did you have to go to that extent? I can see if your daughter was getting jumped or something like that, where a whole bunch of kids were just beating on the bus, but one girl that's like she's bigger than, this was actually needed. Look at the kids crying on the bus. And then if you hear the other girl say that your daughter, she basically saying your daughter touched her. Your daughter's the one that put hands on her, and then she put the paws on her. She said, shoot me a fair one. Playing them games. She said, shoot me a fair one. But you see what happened? You got to go see, this is what I'm talking about. And handle matters the right way. A lot of these parents nowadays, it's like they putting themselves on blast, embarrassing themselves. The other mom bringing a gun to the bus when there's other kids. Now, my child on the bus, I'm beating everybody ass. Even the dad that came to try to take up for us, I'm beating your ass too, because you bringing danger around other children. Come on, man. And you see what she said? She touched her over and over again. So we have to understand the situation at hand. That girl touched her. That's the basis of it. But this one I'm talking about, and y'all, man, protect your children out here, and please don't resort to you having to go. We have all been children before. We have to handle situations before ourselves. It's a part of growing up. It's a part of life. How you going to handle anything in life? You can't handle a little bit of confrontation that you have in your adolescence. We got to do better than that. This is crazy. It's getting your dad on the bus saying, bring your uncle, this, that, and the third. It looks kind of corny because it's one girl. One. And the amount of force is just not equivalent to me. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Come on, man. You got to do better. As parents, they come in, you looking real foolish. And do it the right way. Why don't you go to the school, talk to the principal or the dean or whoever, if it's a charter school, and make sure that you sit down and make sure you create a plan of action that's best for everyone. Or just take out the bus. You want to fight on the bus, simply remove her out the bus if she can't defend herself. But her saying slut and hoe and all these things going to make it better because you're around, that's going to continue that confrontation. But it is what it is, man. You already know the BC, man. I'm out, man. This is madness, man. It's like I don't know. It's madness.